What is life without a little luxury? With his office upping sticks and relocating as the plague runs riot, Sam enjoys a merry work jolly on the King's Yacht down the Thames. But trouble is brewing once again as they run into a plague hotspot, and news of further escalation with the Dutch reaches Sam. Please, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's time for us to travel once more back to the year 1665. Hello, are you sitting comfortably? Good, then we'll begin. I'm Tom Barclay Matchett, the London Storyteller. I share the stories of the people, places and personalities that have made London the finest city on earth. I'm currently sharing readings from the Diary of Samuel Pepys from the year 1665, an era with many parallels to our own. Now please, settle in and we shall begin. The 15th of August, 1665. Up by 4 o'clock and walked to Greenwich, where called at Captain Coxon to his chamber, he being in bed, where something put my last night's dream into my head, which I think is the best that ever was dreamed, which was that I had my Lady Castlemaine in my arms, and was admitted to use all the dalliance I desired with her, and then dreamed that this could not be awake, but that it was only a dream. But that, since it was a dream, and that I took so much real pleasure in it, what a happy thing it would be if, when we are in our graves, as Shakespeare resembles it, we could dream, and dream but such dreams as this, that then we should not need to be so fearful of death as we are in this plague time. The 16th of August, 1665. To the Exchange, which I have not been a great while, but Lord, how sad a sight it is to see the streets so empty of people, and very few upon the change. Jealous of every door that one sees shut up, lest it should be the plague, and about us 2 shops in 3, if not more, generally shut up. Mighty merry with Captain Cock and Fen at Sir George Smith's, and a brave dinner, but I think Cock is the greatest Epicurean that is, eats and drinks with the greatest pleasure and liberty that ever a man did. The 17th of August, 1665. Up and to the office, where we sat all the morning, and at noon dined together upon some victuals I had prepared at Sir William Batten's upon the King's charge. And after dinner, I, having dispatched some business and set things in order at home, we down to the water and by boat to Greenwich, to the Kings Yacht, where Sir William Batten, Sir John Mennes, and my Lord Brunker, and myself, with some servants, among others Mr. Carcass, my lord's clerk, a very civilized gentleman, embarked in the yacht, and down we went most pleasantly, and noble discourse I had with my Lord Brunker, who is a most excellent person. Short of Gravesend it grew calm, and so we came to an anchor, and to supper mighty merry. And after, it being moonshine, we out of the cabin to laugh and talk, and then, as we grew sleepy, went in, and upon velvet cushions of the king's that belonged to the yacht, fell to sleep, which we all did pretty well till 3 or 4 of the clock, having risen in the night to look for a new comet, which is said to have lately shone. But we could see no such thing. The 18th of July, 1665. Up about 5 o'clock and dressed ourselves, and to sail again down to the Sovereign at the Buoy of the Nore, a noble ship now rigged and fitted and manned. we did not stay long, but to inquire after her readiness, and thence to Sheerness, where we walked up and down, laying out the ground to be taken in for a yard to lay provisions for cleaning and repairing of ships. And a most proper place it is for that purpose. Thence, with great pleasure, up the Medway, our yacht contending with Commissioner Pepys, wherein he met us from Chatham, and he had the best of it. Here I came by, but had not tide enough to stop at Quimburgh. With mighty pleasure spent the day in doing all and seeing these places, which I had never done before. So to the Hill house at Chatham, and there dined, and after dinner spent some time discoursing of business, among others, arguing with the Commissioner about his proposing the laying out so much money upon Sheerness, unless it be to the slighting of Chatham Yard, for it is a much better place than Chatham, which, however, the King is not at present in purse to do, though it were to be wished he were. Thence, in Commissioner Pepys' coach, leaving them there, I late in the dark to Gravesend, where great is the plague, and I troubled to stay there for so long for the tide. At 10 at night, having supped, I took boat alone and slept well all the way to the Tower Dock, about 3 o'clock in the morning, so knocked up my people and to bed. The 19th of August, 1665. Slept till 8 o'clock, and then up, and met with letters from the King and Lord Arlington for the removal of our office to Greenwich. I also wrote letters and made myself ready to go to George Carteret at Windsor, and having borrowed a horse from Mr. Blackborough, did send him to wait for me at the Duke of Albemarle's door, when on a sudden a letter comes to us from the Duke of Albemarle to tell us that the fleet is all come back to Solebay, and are presently to be dispatched again. Whereupon I presently by water to the Duke of Albemarle to know what news. And there I saw a letter from my Lord Sandwich to the Duke of Albemarle, and also from Sir William Coventry and Captain Tedderman, how my lord, having commanded Tedderman with 22 ships, of which but 15 could get thither, and of those 15 but 8 or 9 could come up to play, to go to Bergen, where, after several messages to and fro from the governor's castle, urging that Tedderman ought not to come hither with more than 5 ships, and desiring time to think of it, all the while he suffering to the Dutch ships to land their guns to their best advantage. Tedderman on the second present begun to play at the Dutch ships, whereof 10 East Indian men, and in 3 hours' time the town and castle without any provocation playing on our ships. They did cut all our cables, so as to the wind being off the land did force us to go out, and rendered our fire ships useless, without doing anything but what hurt, of course, our guns must have done to them. We having lost 5 commanders, besides Mr. Edward Montague and Mr. Wyndham, our fleet is come home, to our great grief, with not above 5 weeks dry and 6 days wet provision. However, must out again, and the Duke hath ordered the Sovereign and all other ships ready to go out and go to the fleet to strengthen them. This news troubles us all, but cannot be helped. Having read all this news and received commands of the Duke with great content, he giving me words, which to my great joy he hath several times said to me, that his greatest reliance is upon me. And my Lord Craven also did come out to talk with me, and told me that I am in mighty esteem with the Duke, for which I bless God. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to add your comments, like and subscribe. Cheerio!